What's up, Major Keys? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new, then go ahead and hit that like, that bell, and go ahead and sub. I haven't been on here in a minute. So it's your girl Kiana, aka Queen Key, off in this thing, and I decided I want to do a story time today. Now, I said I was gonna do a story time a long time ago. I was like, I'm never gonna do story time again. But I felt like this story time was needed. As y'all know, all the drama that's been going around on YouTube or whatnot. So I wanted to do a little video about something that I went through. So I'm exposing myself today. Now, where do I start? Okay, let me start right here. I had an ex. My ex, I was married to my ex. And I got married young. The first time I got married, real young, y'all. I think I was like 18 when I got married, when I first got married, but it was young. I was in love with this dude. Like anything he asked me to do, I would do. So no matter what it was, anything he asked me to do, like I was ready to jump off for him, like pop it off on anybody for him, because I was so in love with this person. Now, before we got married, found out he was cheating. He said, "Baby, I'm not gonna do it again. You know, that was my fuck up. I ain't gonna ever do it again. Whatever, whatnot." So I said, "Okay," I believed him. And I stayed with him. Now, we was living with each other off and on, like because we was always fighting, like not physical fighting, but like arguing. So I lived with my aunt, and stuff went right at home, like personal, like issues I was going through at home with my aunt, just like just some other stuff. So that pushed me to go be at his house even more. Now this is before we got married, so I was at his house all the time, um, all the time. If I wasn't at home, I was at his house. Then I ended up moving in. This was the first mistake. Found out he was talking to somebody on the phone. Not like physical, but like to me it was emotional because he was texting somebody on the phone. Found that out, moved back with my auntie, caught myself breaking up with him. He apologized, got back with him. Then moved back with him, got back with him. And we did that off and on. Off and on up until we ended up getting married. Now, right before we got married, that's when I found out he physically cheated, like slept with somebody. So he was like, it's a fuck up. I'm good, I'm not gonna do it no more. Believe him, got back with him. So in our marriage, I'm thinking we doing good. I'm thinking like I'm living this life that I always wanted. Like I always want to have a family of my own. Like, he has a job. I'm a stay-at-home mom. Like everything was going good. Then, the cheating comes again. And it was like, what in hell? Like, I'm thinking it was me. I'm like, you know what? I'm finna get this marriage annulled. Because we ain't even been married 6 months, y'all. 6 months. We ain't even been married 6 months. I'm like, I'm finna get this marriage annulled. He begged me, no, baby. Please stay with me. Think about our daughter, such and such. So I'm like, okay, I believe that you're going to stop doing it. So I stay again. So everything after that, everything good. Like we living good. Like I'm like, okay. Next thing you know, he's throwing little hints out there about threesomes. So I'm like, I never really took it serious at first. But then he started really like threesomes type junk. So he come home one day from work and was like, now at this time we both working. It was the crazy thing is we working at the same place, just different time. I work overnight, he works during the day. So when I'm at work overnight, he at home. When he's at work doing the day, I'm at home during the day. So it was weird. He comes home from work this one day and says, like we start talking, we up here watching movies and stuff, and next thing you know, threesome again. So I'm like, I'm listening. He like, yeah, I seen this girl. She said she was bi, and I showed her your picture, and she was like, "Ooh, your wife fine as hell. I want to be. Ooh, she fine as hell." And then I'm like looking at him like, "What the hell?" So he say, if this ain't something you want to do, then don't even worry about it. But I felt like to keep my marriage and to keep him from cheating, let me do this for him. That'll make sure he won't go out and cheat on me. So we'll be good. So I agree. He got the girl number already. Call her, everything, set up, let's chill, such and such and such. And I'm looking like, well, he must have already been talking to the girl. Okay. The girl, we meet up. We meet up at the mall, at South Lake Mall. We meet up. We had lunch or whatever. And the girl, was kind of like, he say she was bisexual, but she seemed like she was, just straight gay. Like, she was, aggressive, like we at the mall, I kind of had my hair similar like this. She, doing this to my hair, fixing it all on my face and stuff like that and everything. So I'm looking like anything for my baby because, like I said, I want to keep our family together. I want to make sure he don't cheat on me, whatever. So she was like, yeah, so what we doing after this? He like, yeah, let's go to the house. We go to the house. I think him and her can tell that I was uncomfortable. So I'm not a big drinker because personal reasons, see my mama drink and it turned her into a monster, so I'm not a big drinker. So he was like, you know what, let me get you something to drink. First it was like a little wine cooler. I was still straight. So then it was like, let me give you some liquor. I forget what kind. I know it was a dark liquor. I forget what it was, but it was like a dark liquor with, I don't even know what the chaser was. I just know it was a dark liquor. Drank the dark liquor, my nerves starting to ease or whatever. So he said, yeah, why don't y'all go take some showers or something or whatever. So I'm thinking, so they ready to just get down to it. Okay, let me go get in the shower. So I'm in the shower. This thing, I'm in there about 5 minutes, taking a real shower. Shawty come through there. She gets undressed, get in the shower with me. So now, I'm nervous as hell. Don't know what the hell to do because I'm not gay. I'm not bisexual. I'm just doing this to please him. So I didn't know what to do. So she, go on, forms oil up in the shower, then comes out the shower to in the room, and still, I don't know what to do. So he's watching. I look over there at him. He grinning ear to ear. He's watching. I'm like, okay, this make him happy. Cool, it is what it is. Let her continue what she do. Then he says he wants to join in. So as she doing what she doing to me, he started having sex with her. Then it went from all three of us to just them two. So I'm already not comfortable. I go out the room. Go in the living room. I'm sitting in that thing to myself, what the hell is you doing, Kiana? Like, what is you doing? Like, are you serious? Are you seriously doing this right now? So I'm thinking to myself, like, why did I even agree to this? They say, Shawty come out the room. She want to sit out beside me. Whatever. So she was there till maybe like 1 a.m. in the morning. Then she leaves. And then that was the last time I seen her that day. So when she leaves that night or whatever, he like, yeah, I think that was a good experience, So I'm thinking it's a one-time thing. Little do I know, no, he wants this to be an ongoing thing, like so many weeks of this. So this thing, I'm like, I didn't really feel too comfortable with that. So he say, okay, whatever. And I'm thinking he like, she didn't feel comfortable. We'll wait on this or whatever. Little do I know, the girl has a girlfriend. I'm at work overnight. Girl has her girlfriend. And they both at my house with him overnight. Now, my next door neighbor knew us. She knew we was married. She knew that we was together. She calls me. Well, I mean, you know how neighbors do. They taking pictures. She calls me like, girl, where you at? I'm like, I'm at work. She like, let me send you something. She sent me a picture of the girl. Now I know her. Now I don't know who the other girl is. So I'm looking like, what the hell? So I'm pissed off. I leave work. I tell my supervisor, I gotta leave. It's a family emergency. I gotta leave. I gotta go. I ain't even been at work. Like, I worked from 3 a.m. I forget to what time, but I knew I had to be at work at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I ain't even been there long. I've been there maybe like 2 hours. I'm telling my supervisor, I gotta go. It's a family emergency. I'm lying like hell. I get home and the chain thing is on the door. So I can't open the door because the chain thing. So I'm shaking the door, banging on the door. He's taking forever to get to the door. It took this Negro about 20 minutes to come to the door. Then when he gets to the door, he like, oh, I was so asleep. Yeah, what you doing home? So I'm going to fuck in. I'm like, where the hoes at? I'm busting, looking through closets and stuff. Ain't nobody in there. He done put them out through the back door. He tell me that the neighbor, she just don't want to see us together. She lying, such and such and such. I'm showing him pictures. He really like, no, I don't know. She must have been took them. She lying. For whatever reason, because I want to keep my family together. I didn't believe him, but I let it go. I was like, okay, I'm going to stay. It is what it is. So I don't know if any other thing like that went on while I was at work. I really don't know. But then we ended up moving. And we moved to this house. Now we living in this nice house. Whatever. He comes home from work again. Like, man, such and such. I found this chat line. And it's girls talking to girls. I think it was called like, what was it called? Lava Life or something. I can't remember. It's Life, something Life. But he like, I made you a profile on there. I was thinking we could do that again or whatever. So I'm like, I didn't really care for it last time. Whatever, brushing it off. And then he's just like, okay, cool, well, I'm gonna be going out with my homeboy, such and such. So I felt like, again, I was obligated because I didn't want him to go out and cheat on me. So I go along with it. Get introduced to this chick from the little chat line, whatever. We hang out for a couple of days, and then threesome goes down again. So now this chick, she was not bisexual. Her demeanor was, I'm gonna say I'm okay with having a threesome, but I'm really trying to take his girl type thing. And then once she met me and got to know me, she realized that I wasn't bisexual, I wasn't gay. So then she started saying, "You need to leave this nigga. Like, this nigga, he's a fucked up individual. He forcing you to do this, such and such and such." And and I'm looking at her like, she hating. She just, want to be with me type jump. But it really was, she was really telling the truth. Like, I was degrading myself to keep him around. And I tell y'all this story because I'm seeing a lot of similar stuff coming around on YouTube about people staying with people just for the money, or people staying with people because they got children involved. Like, I went through so much with this ex that I'm talking about. Like, and this is just one story I'm telling y'all about. I went through so much stuff with him, and I did it because I wanted to save my marriage and keep him there for our family. I didn't want us to, break up, because he used to tell me I'm all you got. Like, and in a sense, to me, I felt like it was true, because I didn't really have family like that were like open in arms, like, girl, leave that nigga, you can come home. I didn't have nobody. Like, I didn't live with my mom growing. I stayed with my mom off and on, like, from the time I was a newborn until I was 10. Then when I was 10, I moved with my aunt, like, permanently. And I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to get back to the story. If you are a person that you allow somebody's children to come in your house, do it for the right reasons. Don't do it because you're trying to get a check from somebody's kids, or you trying to get some benefits. Like, and then don't take somebody's children in and you regret it and you make them feel fucked up they whole time living with you. So from the time that I lived with my aunt until I got with him, I never felt like I was wanted there. Like, and I'm not gonna say my aunt didn't provide for me, because she did. She kept a roof over my head and food on the table, but it was more a mental thing. Like, she was what's the word I'm looking for? And I'm trying to not cry because that part gets me a little emotional, y'all. But she was just mean, and I don't know if she knew she was doing it or not, but she was just mean. She used to say spiteful things and like do spiteful stuff. And not only it was me, but it was two of my other siblings there as well. So I always felt like if you allow somebody's child in your house and you're going to raise them as yours, you treat all children the same. My aunt showed favoritism, and I understand those were her children. She had children as well. She had 2 boys and a girl. And at the time that I lived with her, it was just her 2 of her sons was in and out, but her daughter stayed with her majority of the time I lived with her. And you could see the favoritism there. Like, one time it was Christmas, she got all her kids something and then didn't get my mom kids anything. And some people might say, well, at least she gave you a roof over your head. I mean, that was cool, but I feel like you just don't do children like that. So that's why, to me, like, birthdays and holidays and stuff matter, because My aunt was so nasty with those holidays and birthdays and stuff like that till it kind of did something to me. But moving on from that, cause getting emotional. But so I was kind of pushed out of my aunt's house kind of at an early age because um he was older than me. When I left my auntie house, I think I was 17, 16, 17 years old. And I didn't go back like to live with her, to live with her until um he left me stranded with our child. So I wanted to stay back with her. And then even then, she it was me and my two children, and she made me feel unwanted there. Like she would say little stuff, do little stuff, and then there he is again. You don't got nobody but me. So I end up leaving there, going back to him, and just dealing with whatever I had to deal with to be with him. And like I said, I was naive when I was young. Like I had my kids young, and I got married young, and I always knew I wanted a family because to me, I never really had my own family. Nobody really gave a damn about me for real, for real. So I was like, I gotta make my own. And then the one person I felt like was family, like that person tore me down so bad, like mentally. So he really put it in me that I didn't have nobody but him. So whatever it was that he asked me to do, I did. I should have got a napkin, y'all. Sorry, crying, y'all, but it brings memories back. But I'm gonna try to get past this. So I get it where a lot of females on this platform saying that they're staying for certain stuff, for certain reasons. It could be for the money. It could be to keep their family together because they never had a real family. Because like I said, I never really had one. So that was the reason why I stayed with my ex until I got, tired of being tired. Like I got tired of there was never like towards the end, towards the very end, there was never any physical abuse. It was always mentally abuse and just a beat down of words like that's why you got molested or just stuff like that. Then like always hearing that you don't got nobody but me. Your own family don't give a damn about you. Look how they threw you away. And you had to come with me. That was just a beat down. And then like I said, towards the end when he seen that I was starting to, get a little backbone, like the stuff that he'd been telling me all these years, it didn't phase me no more because it was like when we argue, when I don't do something you want, because it started getting to the point where I didn't want to do the threesomes anymore. So I was putting my feet, I'm not doing it. Then when I didn't do something that he wanted me to do, now it was, that's why you got molested, or that's why such and such, your family don't give a shit about you, and such and such and such. And I started I was like, you know what? I gotta live life for me, and not only for me. I got two little girls that's gonna grow up and see what I'm going through, and they gonna think that's okay. So I had to get my shit together. I went out and got me a job, and I left. I went and got me a job, and I kept that job for a long time, for a year. But before I left, I started saving my money. And this was the thing. He didn't want me to work. He wanted me to be a stay-at-home mom. So I couldn't work. So I had to depend on him when to buy me some pads, when to buy me toothbrush, toothpaste, when to buy me bras, when to buy me clothes and stuff like that. I had to depend on that. When to buy my child pampers, when to do this, when to get me medicine, whatever it is that I need, I had to depend on him. And he wanted it to stay that way. And once I ended up getting a job, he saw that, you know what? The control. I'm starting to lose the control. So then that's when it started to get physical, like slapping plates out my hand, or doing like certain stuff like that to force me to hit him. Like, putting me up on the wall, jacking me up by my shirt, or, you know, taking my kids away. Like, I could be holding my child and he come snatch my child out my arms and lock me out the room. Like, whatever it was to control me, because I had got this job and I started saving my money. And then when I had enough money, I went secretly and got an apartment. And then I'm gonna say this too: when you come into a relationship and they have friends, don't never call those your friends, because he had a female friend and she became my friend. We became like sisters. So she knew what was going on, and she even took me to go secretly get this apartment and all this stuff. And I'm thinking like, yeah, she got my back because she know what I'm going through. She told the fool where I lived at. I left him at the old place where we lived. I left him, and she told him where I was, and he didn't want to. By this time we was living on the east side, and he didn't want to stay on the east side. So I went back to the south side, moved to from a whole different side, moved back to the south side, and she told him where I was, and he was knocking on my door, and my good heart, like the kindness in me, I couldn't let him be on the street. Like, he came knocking on the door, you left me and such and such. I don't have nowhere to stay. And I let him in. I couldn't, I don't know, y'all. I just could not allow myself to say, no, you can't come here. I let him in, and he stayed there for like a week, maybe a week or two. And the first 2 weeks, the first week, like, we really didn't have no saying. Like, we was coexisting there. Then towards like the second week, I think he knew that it was over. Like, this time she's gone. Because like I said, I would go back and forth all the time. And that's when he started, baby, let's make our family work, And again, y'all, my heart just melted and was like, he said he want to make the family work, we're going to make this work. And we finna be a family for real this time. Y'all, the day later, this girl calls me, telling me what she done did with my husband, sending me pictures of her and my husband. And I was just like, I can't. Like, you gotta go. And it was such a big situation. I'm not even gonna go into all that. It was such a big situation when he left. It was just so much that I finally broke the cycle. I was like, I'm done. I can't. Like, Kiana, you know how much your heart good. You cannot allow this man to keep walking. And I'm talking about, this dude did this to me for years. Like he got me when I was young and dumb and naive and broken, because I've been through so much stuff. And he knew it, so he knew what, how to play on my emotions and everything. And it was just crazy. So by this time, I'm like, I'm done. I completely cut him off, moved on with my life. thinking that he was going to try to stay in his kid's life, and because there was no relationship with me, he didn't want one with them. And I begged him to have a relationship with them, and he just didn't want it. Then when he seen that I completely moved on, like almost a year later, that's when I met somebody else, which is who I'm with now. All hell broke loose, y'all. Like, I'm talking about all hell broke loose. He trying to sending people to fight me, all kind of stuff. Like, it was just crazy. What sending twice, sent somebody to fight me. One time, it was me by myself at my house, and another time he sent somebody to try to run me off the road. Like, all kind of crazy stuff. It's just crazy. And different stories right there. Maybe I do story times on that, but those are different stories. But I finally was able to get away, and the reason why I'm telling this story is because I want people, females, to know that you can't let females or dudes, like women out here do the same thing. I'm not saying it's just dudes that do it, but you got some females that do it too. I'm just saying, like, you gotta have a peace of mind, and even though you might not have nobody in your corner, you gotta find it in you to be strong and to get out the situation that you in, and don't never stay nowhere because you try to do it for your children, or you staying for a check, because that was another reason. He was the breadwinner. I didn't have anything. Don't stay for that. And don't do stuff for a person just because you're trying to keep them. If they want to be in your life, then they're not gonna force you to do stuff that you're uncomfortable with. Like, that's the most fucked up thing that I feel like I ever went through my life, where I had to do something I was uncomfortable with to keep my marriage and to keep him in my life and in my kids' life. That was and you know, a lot of people say, I wish I can go back in time and change it. I don't. I'm happy I went through what I went through, because that made me a stronger person. That showed me my worth. It showed me what and what not to allow. Cause if I would have came into my new relationship, a nigga would have said something about a threesome. Who? Holla. Oh, gone. Peace. Bye bye. I wasn't with that. So I guess I just hope y'all can take something from the story. I know I went around and around, and but I just hope y'all can take something from it. Hope y'all appreciate me being open with y'all, because I tend to be open a lot. I think people don't understand that y'all. I got a lot of story times on this channel. I got the story time on my main channel. And when I did that story time on my main channel, I did not title it as me being molested, because I didn't want the title to get the views. I wanted it to be just a story time and people to watch it and get something from it. And I hope a lot of people got something from it. And if y'all have not seen it, I'll put that link to that video in the description. And I don't know. I just hope y'all got something from it, y'all. So I'm gonna get on up out of here, Major Keys, because I've been talking for a minute. Y'all comment and y'all like and sub if you want to. If not, then I understand, and we'll keep this thing moving. So appreciate y'all, and I will see y'all on the next video. Peace. Bye, y'all.